So here we are. We've had a few setbacks, but that's all right. The shed's here, which is we waited a long time for the shed. We've been watching Shed to House builds for about 10 years. So that's a big deal for us. That's our little baby. We're gonna make that nice and cozy and warm. It's been our dream, like I say, for a long time. Some people want shiny things. We want a shed. Now you can put a house on. Where it is, lovely. We really like it. But I'm not going to take it inside right now because we're going to have to wait for that. Because it's not on the foundations I built for it. Basically, these are about two foot off the ground, and they just couldn't lift it that high. They had a good measure and they tried all kinds. So they were good lads. They were from Pugwash, and funny enough, they've never heard of Captain Pugwash, which I find amazing. I don't even think he was winding me up. So me masturbates jokes, and me semen stains, and me Roger the cabin boy. I must have sounded like a dickhead. But there you go. Yeah, so it's a shame. I've ordered a crane, but because of the way it's sitting, the guy propped it up. If you see the video, he propped it up both ends. I'll just walk back and show you there. He propped it up both ends, but it's on a bit of a hill in the middle. Oh, you see the way it's on a bit of a hill in the middle, and the crane guy reckons it could possibly get frost stuck to that. So when he lifts it up either end, if it's stuck bad, it could snap in the middle. So I've ordered. We have got a plan. There's always a plan. We've ordered. Well, not ordered. He's going to lend us. I measured the outriggers underneath. They're 10 foot apart. So he's ordered us 2 6x6 beams. I've got to jack the shed up, put it on 6x6 beams either end, and maybe try and get a 3x2 or whatever in the middle. Is it 3x2 that you don't do in Canada? I think it's 2x4 here. You think of daft asking for 3x2, but yeah, that's where we're up to. We're going to have to get this. He wants to see air underneath. He said if you get air underneath, he'll come and lift it onto the foundations. So that's where we're up to. So I'll end it here. That's going to be definitely a part 1. There'll be about 20 parts of this by the time we finish, but there you go. Thanks for watching. These piles that they come with are 8 foot long. They bring a couple of 7 foot long, just in case they hit major rock. Other than that, you have to just put the 8 foot ones in. There's a big gnarly one here because they hit 2 massive rocks and it took about 4 hours to drill through. That's a carbide drill bit. That took a while. This one is just a screw post going in. It takes about 10 minutes to put each one in, so speeds it up a little bit. It was a lovely day when this happened. These guys, A&G screw piles called, originally said it would be a 2-hour job, but on the middle 3 sections at the front, they hit a huge slab. We think it might have been old concrete because the chippings come up, because it's all red rock around here, and it took another 6 hours. So sorry about that, guys. But true to the word, the price doesn't increase. It is what it is. It just took a long time. This is you have to tighten the angle. They provide all the bolts and everything, the L angle on the posts, and they recommend you put three lengths of wood together, because it's stronger than one solid piece and it doesn't twist, which I found really interesting, because I thought one huge piece of timber would be stronger than three separate ones, but apparently laminating them together, I used engineer construction bolts and construction screws to get them together with, so those middle three go through rock. So you literally could turn a world upside down and shake it, and that house isn't coming off them foundations. That is proper solid. I use what tools I have, mate. I'm not a rich man, but I did buy new. I've fed up with second-hand stuff. These Craftsman tools I'm buying, they've all got a 3-year guarantee. So people say they're cheap, and some people have an opinion, like they say, I really don't like them. But for me, if it breaks, I just take it back. So, and they've been fantastic for me. So, you know, don't knock the lower end tools. It's been fantastic for me. I've never had any tools. So I say lower ends, they might be middle of the road, you know, I don't know. But for me, they're absolutely brilliant. It took a long time, this. When you're making a video, what can take you 8 hours, like near enough what this did, preparation, getting the wood, everything, it's a bit boring to watch. So you'd end up fast forwarding it a lot, and you go, oh, all that content. But it is what it is. You can't show someone minute by minute, which is what I'd want to do. I'm inclined to be bored, and then I would show every cut and screw. But when I put it together, I have a missus here who just goes, that's just cut it down a bit. So I'll just put a little bit of effort into it, and I cut about 95% out of the stuff that I think I watch on YouTube, but I know other people don't, especially the missus. But she's a good judge, so I'll forgive her. One thing I did learn doing this is I got they were 10 by 2s, 10 foot long, 8 by 2, sorry, 8 by 2 by 10 foot long, and but they're also planed all round. So where you think you're going to get them 6 inches across, they're not. They're 4.5 inches across. So the big bolts that I got to actually screw them together, they didn't fit. They were too long because the thread only comes out so far. So we had to go back and get smaller bolts. So just remember that 2-inch thick planed all round is actually 1.5 inch. It's probably the same in any country, but it caught me out. That tree to the right, I had to demolish that a bit. It's a willow. It's a really messy tree, actually. Inside by the roots, it was by the fire pit, and I'm going to move the fire pit because of it. It's just that willow at the roots. It has about 20 trunks, and it's just full of litter. It's an absolute fire hazard. And I don't really like having willows on the ground anyway, because I was always told it will find water. So if you have a pipe, it's almost like the willow can sense it, even in a really well sealed pipe. Having a willow there, you're asking for trouble. Its roots will find a pipe and just live in it, and they can go for hundreds of feet. So I don't think those willow have a good future back of our house. When you chop some of it down here, I actually later on went on and chopped it all down to about 5 foot high all the way around. I may actually continue on another video when I've got a bit of time, and level it off, maybe make a bench out of it, make a bit of a feature out of it. And there's the guys.
Yeah, you've missed the bins.
It was a really nifty bit of driving this, because our road isn't the biggest. It's only just been paved, and we paved it, which is tarmac. probably about 6 inches, 7 inches higher than the old red dirt road that used to be there just a few months ago. So if your wheel comes off it, you actually don't have dip down. And I know a lot of the residents who use the road say they feel it's a bit dangerous, and I can understand that. It's not like in the UK here, in Canada. I was saying to someone, do you know what happens if you come off the road in the UK? You just keep going. Literally, it's a hedge or something like that, you just keep going. You go, whoops, I'm in a farmer's field. Here, there's drainage ditches, culverts, power poles. If you come off a road at speed here, there's nothing down for you. You're either flipping the car anyway, or you're hitting a culvert or a ditch. So, but it is the little beauty. Look at it. We still haven't thought about which way round we're going to do it, whether we're going to put the bath or the shower, or got a little bit of an idea actually to keep it on the left. That needs discussing because the septic field is over on the left.
Do you know where these guys are from?
A little discussion about that.
They're from Pugwash. They've come from Nova Scotia, a place called Pugwash, and he's never heard of Captain Pugwash.
Comes up quite high there, and I thought it'd be dead easy for them to put it on, but he said because it won't fit on the foundations, he said I have to put it on. Like, it wasn't a problem putting it on, but then he'd have to push it along, and he was afraid of actually bending the 8-foot poles, and then he said nah, I'd have to pay. Never mind. He did knock a chunk out of it here actually. Just as it goes down, just behind the back wheel, you heard a big knock, and that's a big bolt. It took about 4 inches of the main beam on the right hand side out. Oh, I think I can fix it. And about here, you heard it. Then you see the fella pop his head round to say, oh, what was that? Watch. James. Oh, what was that? So they seen it. Kept quiet, but that was alright. These things happen. You come all the way from Pugwash. That was a cartoon in the UK. I can't believe they've never heard of it. So there we have it. That's in place. You just got to scoot around with his little tiny forklift. The kids up from school there. Got to scoot around with his tiny little forklift. And then we'll have to get a crane. And I guess that'll be part 2. But it'll be I suppose it'll be an exciting part to part 2. A crane turning up. It sounds a bit daft because I can't get too excited about it yet, because it's not in its final place. I must have some version of OCD where I've only been in it twice since it's been here. I want it on the foundations, and then I can really start thinking about where pipes are going and stuff like that. But and as you can see, it's on a little hill. He does chock it up, and it's really made stout underneath. I'm having a look at the girders underneath are massive. It would have been, I think it'll be alright craning it just onto there, but the owner of the crane, Craig, reckons there is a chance, and he's the guy with the experience. He's seen it all before, and I would hate for it to snap in half if it was stuck proper to the floor. So I've got to jack it up and put it on blocks as soon as he sees daylight. Put it away. But that's it. It's so exciting for us to have this on site. It really is a bit of a red letter day. There they go, trudging by him. I don't know why I look like him from the supervisor there, because if he did damage it or anything, I wouldn't say anything anyway. I don't know why I do stuff like that. There's the boys going back. Got another one to pick up. Right, so that's it really. I really can't wait to do a part 2 of this one. It'll be so exciting getting it on the foundations, and then I'll have to start fitting all the hurricane straps. But that's for part 2. And I guess there'll be insulation on it, and boarding out, figure some pipes. So that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.